Audible, audible.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. Audio is clear now. Okay.
Good afternoon, sir. Kisle Kumar from Gujarat Refinery, Vadodara.
Good afternoon, Kisle ji. Good afternoon. So, President sir, shall we start or we'll wait for some time? Saxena ji, I think.
Yes.
I think.
We can start, or I think all have joined. Ravinath Sethi sir, I think joined. Or...
Good afternoon.
All speaker joined.
Okay. That I'm searching. Yes.
Joined. Oh, yes.
Ravinath sir.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
If our chief guest.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
I could not identify because your name is showing it 1231182.
Oh, is it?
Vijay ji.
Yes, President sir, we can start, no?
If our chief guest and all the guest of honor, special guests have joined, then I think we can start.
Yes, all the today's our chief guest and guest of honor join apart from the ICG president and vice presidents already joined along with the other dignitaries and course coordinator. And many students also joined so far around 850 students already joined in the YouTube live. So it goes to more than 1200. So now with your kind permission, we are formally starting today's inaugural program of the online internship program 2021 batch 2. Actually, we have already started this internship program batch 1 in month of February, and this is the second year in continuation. We are continuing this, providing the online internship program to our students. After huge success in the last year, we have provided more than 2,500 students for internship program. So this year already, 1,900 students enroll for this program, and we hope that this will continue. And in this batch 2, we are providing 10 subjects. Like different subjects are there: petroleum engineering, petroleum refinery engineering, chemical process technology, Six Sigma, process safety management, biochemical engineering. So there are many number of batches. Maximum subjects we have to conduct two batches because the students are increasing. So, and this program will start formally from today. The classes will start from day after tomorrow or day after tomorrow onwards. And this time, as I mentioned, that the more than 1,200 chemical engineering students in the batch 2 have already registered. And I'm requesting our Honorable President, Sir, Professor M.K. Jha, to give the welcome address to the students as well as the today's the delegates. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Abhijit. Managing Director, Simalin Chemical Industries Limited, and Chief Guest of today's inaugural session, Sri Ashok Patel ji, Director, National Institute of Technology, Jalandhar, as well as Hamidpur, and guest of honor of today's inaugural session, Professor Lalit Kumar Avasthi ji, Chief Operating Officer, Manufacturing, Apcotex Industries Limited, and guest of honor, Sri Ravi Shankar Sharma ji, Vice President Operation, Arvindo Pharma Limited, and a special guest, Sri KP Ravindranath Sethi ji, Chief Executive Officer, API, Acoms Life Sciences Limited, and a special guest, Dr. Shekhar Virud ji, Director and Chief Executive Officer, Blast Cargo Blocks Limited, and Vice President IICHE, Sri Parveen Saxena ji, Professor at Anna University and Vice President IICHE, Dr. N. Balasubramaniam, Professor at Heritage Institute of Technology, and Secretary IICHE, Dr. Abhijit Ghosh. First of all, I would like to extend very warm welcome to our chief guest, guest of honor, and a special guest to bless the inaugural session of IICHE online internship program scheduled to be held from 8th May up to 30th June 2021. But before I continue, it is my proud duty to discuss about IICHE. In very brief, the institute is recognized as a premier body of chemical engineers in India, committed to the advancement of chemical engineering education and profession in general. The journey for the institute began modestly 74 years ago, shortly before India attains its independence, as a newly born nation embarked on a path of growth and development through many ups and downs. So did IICHE, with a mission to contribute to the nation building, albeit with its limited means and within its own defined arena. The path for IICHE has not always been smooth. There have been many hurdles and hindrances. Nonetheless, with its inner resilience, the institute has been constantly molding and remolding itself and resetting its priorities to meet the changing demand of the country, economy, market, and the society at large. In the process, the institute has emerged to be a force to reckon with, having over 30,000 members on its roll, 42 regional centers, and 168 student chapters across the country. Now, if you see regarding this IICHE during this pandemic season also, the IICHE is actively engaged in support the society at various levels during this period, extending financial support, providing student counseling, online training program. And you will be happy to know that last year, despite the ravages of the COVID-19 pandemic, IICHE was largely successful to remain on an active mode through the digital platform. More importantly, the institute was able to reach out to the student community through a number of programs. Particularly fruitful was an online summer internship program. To our great satisfaction, last year OSIP 2020 was highly successful with around 2,000 students taking part in it from across the country. And regarding this program, our honorary secretary has already discussed and in detail. So I don't want to repeat that thing, which is very successful. But before that, just I would like to discuss something about what are the challenges which we are facing before the chemical engineers. If you see from the perspective of chemical engineers, one can say that we and our colleagues in allied field are faced with complex tasks at this hour, as the countries across the world are mending the battered economic and rejoining the social fabrics, enterprises in chemical engineering and associated sectors, that is biochemical, pharmaceutical, energy sector, and so on, are faced with challenges on many fronts: human resources and workforce, market demand and supply, logistic, readjustment of technology, and so on. All these sectors have their direct or indirect impact on management of the pandemic itself. At the same time, they influence various facets of the pandemic afflicted society. Here lies the challenges for the chemical engineering community. It requires considerable agility, flexibility, and aptitude for improvisational both at the individual and organizational level to resolve these challenges positively and make worthwhile contribution to the society and economy. This year, we have decided to keep the topic of Pankaj P. Patel essay competition for the year 2021, contribution of chemical engineering in making a healthier future. This has been done in order to encouragement to the deserving students of chemical engineering technology. ISCHE has instituted an annual prize reward to the final and pre-final year undergraduate students for the best essay on a specific topic given to them. Now, since we are all passing through this COVID pandemic, so I will touch that aspect also. If you see the contribution of chemical engineering towards healthier future, right from the critical medical supplies, parts, face mask, shields, PPE to healthcare products, from large-scale medical oxygenator system at hospitals to individual oxygenator system, from treatment of waste material and wastewater, as well as exhaust gas, to a better understanding of the spread of infectious disease with the help of modeling and computational methods. The role and contribution of chemical engineers, biochemical engineers, and their colleagues from other allied fields have been very crucial. Again, when it comes to all important question of research and discovery of vaccines, contribution of chemical engineers among the larger scientific community has been indelible. Last but not the least, when it comes to the larger question of building a cleaner and greener world, the responsibility and accountability of the chemical engineers is growing by day. In short, involvement of the chemical engineering community is all pervasive and persistent during these challenging times. At the last, since we have discussed the role of chemical engineers in many, you can say, facets of the life, but I am congratulating one of chemical engineer, Mr. PTR Palanvel Thiagarajan, who has passed BTech in chemical engineering in the year 1987 from NIT Trichy and presently holding the position of Finance Minister, Government of Tamil Nadu. This shows the chemical engineers. This shows that chemical engineers are not only contributing towards their field, but apart from that also in governance also, and in many other administrative services also. If you see, many chemical engineers have topped in the civil service. Whenever this chemical engineering is not in the optional of UPSC and all these things. So I think with this, I once welcome and thanks all the dignitaries who are today blessing this inaugural session. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So thank you very much, President Sir, for your brief welcome address. So now I am requesting Mrs. Subha Samazdar to introduce our today's guest of honor, Professor Lalit Kumar Awasthi, Director, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, National Institute of Technology, Jalandhar.
Dr. Lalit Kumar Awasthi, Director, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, National Institute of Technology, Jalandhar, is a known researcher, renowned faculty, and established academic leader. He joined NITJ in October 2016 and initiated many reforms in academic research, teaching, recruitment, internationalization of institute, MOU with international and national institutes, and alumni interactions, which led to 52nd rank in NIRF ranking currently in 2020 out of 12,000 plus institutions. He is founder faculty member of Computer Science and Engineering Department at Regional Engineering College, now National Institute of Engineering and Technology, Hamirpur, Himachal Pradesh, India, 1988. He was entrusted with responsibility of establishing a new government engineering college, now known as Atal Bihari Vajpayee Government Institute of Engineering and Technology, Pragadinagar, India, by Government of Himachal Pradesh. He was also the founder director of Mahatma Gandhi Government Engineering College, Jewry, Rampur, Shimla, Himachal. He also contributed as Dean of Academics at HP Technical University, Hamirpur, and Director of Jain Government Engineering College, Sundarnagar, HP. His research interests include mobile distributed systems, fault tolerance, sensor networks, P2P networks, network security. He has guided 10 PhD scholars and now guiding 6 candidates. Professor Awasthi has over 160 publications in reputed journals and international conferences. He has been working as director at various technical institutions since July 2012, and now he has officiating charge of director, National Institute of Technology, Hamirpur from July 14, 2020, and has established himself as a visionary academic leader. He has visited University of California, Berkeley, Stanford University, University of Newcastle upon Tyne, UK, University of Technology, Sydney, University of Melbourne, Australia, University of Missouri, Kansas, and University of Florence, Italy, besides being alumnus of IIT Delhi and IIT Roorkee.
So thank you, sir. Awasthi sir, please unmute yourself and address today's students as well as the gathering.
Good afternoon and greetings from NIT Jalandhar. The chief guests, Ashok Patel ji and Professor M.K. Jha, Professor Abhijit Ghosh, all distinguished guests in this inaugural, and dear participants. It's my pleasure to be here on this inaugural function on online internship program, which is a flagship program of IICHE. I congratulate the president and his team for taking such a nice initiative. I will take a couple of minutes in introducing the institute. NIT Jalandhar, this is one of the premier institutions in northern India, and this institute is having roughly 4,500 students, and we are around 200 faculty members, all from various parts of the country and abroad as well. As has been told by Professor M.K. Jha, IICHE is doing very good job, and definitely the affiliated people have reached to very great heights. And this program where we'll have 1,400, more than 1,400 online internship interns. I definitely want, this is another very good initiative. Actually, internship gives a confidence to the participants that how the hands-on can be done, because this is done online now. The modalities have to be changed, and they will be told, I think, during this program about their career path, how they can progress, and the people from the field, they will be interacting. This is very good initiative, and as has been noted, and it comes too many times to the fore, that the engineers which we are producing, they lack practical exposure. So I would like that this online internship program may be converted into some on-campus or on-organization internship program, where the participants can come to the industry. So IICHE can bridge this gap, and they can bring the actual students close to the industries where they can get exposure. This is one thing. The second is that the industries, they need to come closer and have confidence in the institutions. They can come closer by giving some consultancies jobs to the professionals available in the academia. There are a lot of good institutions like IITs, NITs having chemical engineering department, and there's so many problems in the industry where not every industry is having very good research sector. So that research can be imparted and can be given to the institutions back, and this can be another area where collaboration can take place. Similarly, the chapters of IICHE can be opened in maximum institution. They might be already there. They can be made more vibrant, and the student can be engaged into activities where there can be a linkage of industry. So with these words, I congratulate IICHE for taking this initiative. I hope this internship program will be useful to these 1400 online participants, and they'll be able to get insight into what is being done in the industry, how the internship is done, and they'll be able to look into the kind of skills which are required in the industry. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
So thank you very much for your brief introduction, and IICT also thinking to provide through its student chapter to the training, on-site training also. But due to this COVID-19 pandemic, it is not possible right now. But we had a great network across the country. So we'll be utilizing our student chapter, regional center, and organizational member. So many industries are in our organization members. With the help of them, we are planning to provide on-site training also near future. Those will be opting online. They may get a chance to go on-site training also. So thank you very much. So now I'm requesting our Vice President, Student Chapter Affairs, Saxena ji, to introduce Sri Ravi Shankar Sharma ji, CEO Manufacturing, Apcotex Industries Limited.
Thank you. मैं प्रवीण सक्सेना, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट IICHE, specifically in charge student affairs in IICHE. आज का बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण दिन है। मैं इस दिन मेरे युवा तर्क केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग के आने वाले समय के प्रकाश पुंज सभी माननीय अतिथियों और सम्मानीय सदस्यों का इस ऑनलाइन इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम के दूसरे संस्करण, सेकेंड एडिशन के ज्वाइन करने के स्वागत करता हूं और सभी का वेलकम करता हूं। आप सभी इस दूसरे संस्करण में इस बड़ी संख्या में, I think that the present that registration is 1,200, 1200 लाभार्थी इस ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम के हो गए हैं। इतनी बड़ी संख्या देख के हम सब IICHE के आयोजक बहुत खुश, और अगर दूसरे शब्दों में कहें तो भाव विभोर हो गए। We were never expecting such a huge response, and in the second, because it is a second edition, so I think that whatever we did in first edition, it is a reflection of the second. आप सभी को अभी हमारे अतिथियों का, मुख्य अतिथि जी का आपको मार्गदर्शन मिलेगा। मैं आपको आज के अतिथि श्री रविशंकर शर्मा जी से परिचित कराता हूँ। Ravi Shankar Sharma ji is a chemical engineer from Lakshmi Narayan Institute of Chemical Engineering, LIT, Nagpur. He has a 32 plus years experience in the project, production management, production planning, management, troubleshooting, new product introduction, and cost management, which is the very important factor, the cost management in any of these sectors. He was during his journey of 32 years, really he has addressed so many operational issues, resolving performance by and the desired objectives for the organization. To remove the bottlenecks is the biggest job of the executives. So I think that I will take, I know him from when he was in Zydus Kedila, SRF, then the present he is holding the Chief Operating Officer, Apotex Industries Limited, Taloja. So I request Mr. Ravi Shankar ji to take the mic and address the students. Ravi Shankar.
Yeah. Thank you, Praveen Saxena ji. I am Ravi Shankar Sharma. Thank you for introducing me, and Honorable President of IICHE, all the other dignitaries and students. I think I am addressing the students today, 1400 students. I am very happy to be part of this inaugural session where you are on for your second online internship program, which is a very good initiative, which we never thought of when we were in the college. Since I am addressing students, I thought I should speak something about what the chemical industry needs today and what are the gaps which we can address. So, sir, if you can give me sharing rights, I want to share some thoughts on this. You are able to see the screen? Hello?
Yes, sir. We can see your slides.
Okay. So I thought I should speak on this topic, which students. So why, what is the vision of an engineering education? It should be relevant for the needs of the industry. So if it is not relevant, then we have to train, we have to spend more time. So this is very important. And I thought, what are the frameworks which are required? Now, once the student is in the college, technical knowledge is there, it is gained. And once the technical knowledge is gained, that is the foundation of what an engineer will become. We need technical skills, and this will come by practice. As someone said, we need more interaction between the industry and the academia so that people can go and learn. Today, there are over 4,000 engineering colleges in India, churning out about 1 million of students. And there is, we can say about less than 9% of this students or students are coming out from premier institutions like IITs, NITs, all the other pan-India educational institutions. And others, the balance, 90% are coming from the private institutions. So there are a lot of gaps when the student faces the industry. Now, to be a successful engineer, the education is one very important: technical knowledge, technical skills, where interaction with the industry. Once he's in the final year, the project is to be done or internship is to be done. We need also the other things which are non-technical competencies to be successful as an engineer. Interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills are very important in terms of once a student joins an industry and he becomes a member of a company, he has to work in shifts. There he comes in contact with operators. He comes in contact with the people who are actually on the shop floor. So there the interaction is very important. The communication is different there. It is not the technical communication itself. It's a method by which you can get a work done. And the most important thing is the teamwork. The art of doing teamwork, the art of working in a team is also very important. You cannot be all industry requires students to be ready with a teamwork attitude. Very important. So once is there, we also need financial and business skills, like on the job. Once he is there, he prepares budget, he gets involved in the budgeting process, he gets into projects, he gets into the daily variance report and all those things. And we have all these these are taught in the MBA. But according to me, yeah, MBA is very good, but I did an MBA after working for some years. So my opinion, a student should work for at least 1 or 2 years in an industry and then pursue this course. And finally, a chemical engineer has to go for some leadership role where we can assume a technical leadership or a people leadership. So all these 4 has to fit. These are the desirable attributes. First, science of engineering, where we know the technical knowledge, and the experience is the practice of engineering. So communication is very important. Teamwork, interpersonal skills has to be there. These are the areas which a student learns when he is in the college. He becomes a council member. He participates in various cultural events. And one important thing which I would like to advise is lifelong learning. This is one area which people give up once they join the industry. So you should keep yourself always abreast of the latest happening. The half-life of your technical knowledge is just 3 to 7 years for an engineering technical guy. So we need to keep updating ourselves in terms of knowledge. Yeah. So just to give an example, what is a teamwork? Industry needs someone to work in teams, especially when a project is there, where it consists of project managers, project engineer, mechanical engineer, different disciplines are there. So we need to work together to get the one goal, which is getting the project. So this is just a typical organogram. If you see this photograph, you see one person working, the others are looking at him. This is not teamwork. So we need everyone to contribute in terms of achieving the goal. Leadership qualities are not expected in the beginning, but a very important attribute to succeed. And I know all chemical engineers are expected to assume some leadership positions. It can be technical or a project manager's role. And this is improved. It doesn't come. It has to be learned. Once he is there, he spends time in the organization. And as I said, lifelong learning is very important. We have job rotations, we have planned, unplanned job rotations, adapting to changing work environment. Today, this is what we are seeing. We are imparting everything through digital media. Learning new skills, very important. Learning reading is also important. Nowadays, I hardly see people reading, going to the library, which was there those times. Ethics is another thing which I would advise all our students to adhere to. So ethics is just a science of morals. We should cultivate a sense of social responsibility to uphold the honor. Yeah. So another thing which is, as I said, he should have an understanding of the business. Every action which an engineer does has some business implications. So business consequences. So understanding business objectives is also very important to be an effective engineer. Like feasibility studies, which we do, whether we need to invest or we don't have to invest. Most of the required things, as I said, comes from MBA, but it has to be, once you are in the industry, you learn how in the shop floor is, and then if you do this MBA, it really helps. Yeah. So there is an interlinking between technical, communication, teamwork, all 3 are interlinked, and I would request all the students to adhere and learn. This is a very important thing. Apart from what we are getting, the education, the technical know-how, technical thing which from our institutes. So with this, I will stop my sharing. I thank IICHE for this beautiful initiative, and I'm sure that 1400 students plus, definitely this course will be useful, and we will look forward to the next time also. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your nice presentation. So an address to the student about the insight of the internship program. So now I'm requesting again Saxena ji to introduce Sri KP Ravinath Sethi, Vice President Operation Aurobindo Pharma Limited. Saxena ji, please unmute.
Thank you.
Saxena ji, unmute. So maybe some technical problem. So I'll introduce Ravinath Sethi sir. He is working as Vice President in the Aurobindo Pharma Limited. So which is a very good reputed company and headquarters situated in Sanjeev Reddy Nagar. So the company comes under the diversified pharmaceutical industries, present employees around 5,000 to 10,000. So company was established in the 1986. So Ravinath Sethi sir, please address the student on this online internship program.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon. Honorable President P.K. Saxena ji, Vice President N. Balasubramaniam ji, and Honorable Guest of Honor. So it's my pleasure to attend this program and share my views. In fact, by seeing the students, number of students who is participating in this program, I am feeling the IIC is doing extremely good job. And this is very important program, I personally believe, because I've seen throughout my 30 years of life, when chemical engineers are coming from the college, they come with a lot of expectations. Initially, students feel knowledge of the chemical engineering, whatever they studied, equations, these are the things I want to use it. But over a period of time, initially you feel, up within 1 or 2 months, you feel that, oh, industry is entirely different than a college. I'm finding a lot of different subjects which I never seen. So he become with a lot of motivation, lot of confidence he comes. But after 1 month, he realizes, oh, experienced people, they're not chemical engineer, even an operator knows better than me because they do not have the practical experience. So this training program, I personally feel is very, very important and vital for the students. I just want to share one screen so that this would be helpful for the students. Whether this is screen is, are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir, we can see the screen. Please go ahead.
Pardon?
Yeah, we can able to see the screen.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So I will quickly see that this chemical engineering and biochemical engineering, this is evergreen actually screen, because I am working for a pharmaceutical company. I've seen a lot of time you see that all these financial crises happen, share market fall, but pharmaceutical companies won in the last 30 years, never ever found any difficulty. Because even if you see today current scenario in a COVID scenario, pharmaceutical company is growing. And for the students, I just wanted to say, when you come to the industry, you have to be chemical engineer. Say pharmaceutical industry, just knowledge of the chemical engineering is not enough. Chemical engineering, as much as chemical engineering, you need to know something on the biology, because pharmaceutical industry deals with the medicines. So medicines means people have to understand, students have to understand something on biology, and also a lot of mathematical equations. Now compared to earlier, present scenario is everything is modeling is started. It is not a manual operated plant, it's converted into automated plant. So mathematical knowledge is required. Then a lot of, you can see boilers, compressors, chilling plants, etc., etc. So mechanical engineering knowledge is required. Then we can have transformers, MCC panels, and the electrical circuits. So electrical engineering knowledge is required. Then we have pipes, buildings, paintings, etc. Civil engineering knowledge is required. And now everything is connected through softwares and computers, and everything is operated through DCS, etc. So computer engineering knowledge is required, and everything is through automation. Is now every pharmaceutical companies are going for automation. Instrumentation knowledge is required, and also chemical engineering is a must. So students have not only limited to chemical engineering, they should acquire all other knowledges during the curriculum and also when they come to the industry. The scope for the students is enormous when the chemical engineers. It is not only pharmaceutical, they can go to oil and gas, rubber industry, polymer industry, textile industry, cement industry, nuclear, cogeneration. So chemical engineer can go to various industries, and you can see the list of industries I mentioned. So I don't think any other engineering branch can go so many branches of engineering. And the top companies, India's chemical engineers are recruited, BSF, DuPont, Linde, so many companies. So this is the pharmaceutical company, the company which I'm working, just to show you photograph. So pharmaceutical company is slightly different than other industry. It's a lot of regulations we have. It is controlled by USFDA, etc., etc. So when you come to the industry, in addition to the chemical engineering knowledge, little more knowledge on the regulations also required. And you can say fermentation is one of the very big field for the chemical engineers. You can see some pictures of fermentation and lots of unit operation. Whatever you study now, you can use that and apply that knowledge in the sense. And also safety is very, very important for us. So in the pharmaceutical company, you can see, and a lot of HPLC instruments. I'm not taking much time. So, and also the lot of water is used. Water has to be recycled, and there should not be any discharge of pollution into the environment. That is one of the need in the pharmaceutical industry. So safety is not taken care, it will be disaster. Some you must have heard, I am at Vizag, and about 6 months or 8 months back, all of us have heard a big accident happened in safety, and so somebody has not taken care, so it leads to disaster. So knowledge of the safety. So with this, I'm saying that students have, if you have to be successful, you have to be intelligent, you need to have a luck, and you need to hard work. But luck is not in our hand. So please think about the intelligence and hard work. Hard work will definitely will give result. There will be a lot of distractions for the students. It could be Facebook, it could be WhatsApp, it could be a newspaper, it could be mobile, etc., etc. But all those distractions, students has to see that these are to be used for, these tools are used for developing knowledge and improving, not for any distraction. With this, I thank IIC board for giving me the opportunity, and also I wish this program we will be able to make it much more successful. And as a pharmaceutical company, I will support from all the ways for the students. Thank you.
So thank you very much, sir, for your address to the student on this online internship program. And now I am requesting our guest of honor, Dr. Shekhar Virud, CEO, API Akums Life Science Limited. Sir, please.
Thank you very much. Honorable President, Vice President, Secretary, various professors who are there present on this panel, and also the industry dignitaries who are there on this panel, and the students. It's my pleasure to be here on this forum, and just to share the glimpse of what the program is being launched, like for the internship is very important program for students' life, and the student actually need to take this particular program as a very good opportunity for them, because in the college days or in the academics they are only learning through books. They don't have practical experience. When they come to the industry, they get to see a lot of different facets. Earlier, already the presentations were shown where the industry, how the industry works. There are so many departments within the industry. Specifically for the chemical engineer today, world is changing very fast. There are huge chemical applications happening. I'm representing again from the pharmaceutical area. We have so many advancement happening in the drug development, and a lot of now facets are really getting used, which are taught in chemical engineering, and it is really opportunity for students to really learn during the internship how the industry works, how the chemical process technology works, what tools and techniques are used. There are various process technologies and process analytical technologies are used in the manufacturing of various chemicals and the products, intermediates, as well as pharmaceutical end products, and which this, while studying this, they also get to know how these things are managed. There is some element of management there, that how you manage your function. So this is a very good avenue and opportunity, that when the student gets to learn and gets the enrollment through a internship. Yes, unfortunately, because of the COVID, there is no possibility of students coming to the industry and learning it online. So they are going through digital platform. But nevertheless, I would suggest that this is the best opportunity that they can interact with the industry colleagues, and also learn as much as possible. I believe this is a 6-month program, and it's a really wonderful to interact with all the students. And I wish them all the best, and look forward to meeting some of them online through this program. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Doctor. Hello, I am audible?
Yes, yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
Acha. Sorry, I was disconnected due to this. Shekhar, Dr. Shekhar, thank you. Very good address. And really, with your participation, the students will certainly get motivation. That earlier, Mr. Ravindra Shetty also spoke. So I will give both the introduction. Both the speakers are very renowned in the field of, in the industry. So what I was discussing earlier, okay, yes, Ravindra, okay. So this, in this online program, all are youngsters, the budding engineers. I think that some are already undergraduated and completed their undergraduation. So सभी युवा हैं और ज्ञानी भी हैं. Okay, but I say that everybody knows everything nowadays. Everything is available. पर मैं अपनी बात इस विचार से शुरू करना चाहता हूँ. Still is something to be discussed. आजकल टीवी पर सोनी चैनल में एक अहिल्या धारावाहिक चल रहा है. I think that few of you, those who are interested in Hindi serials, they must have come across this अहिल्या धारावाहिक. उसमें दृष्टि and दृष्टिकोण, दृष्टि means sight, vision, बहुत सुंदर तरीके से बताया है कि how they give the, what is the importance of दृष्टि over the दृष्टिकोण. Okay, means what you see and how is your viewpoint. Okay, so I will first introduce Mr. K.P. Ravinath Shetty. He is a qualified B chemical engineer from Bangalore University. Then I am from Kozhikode, and that Kerala. He worked in his 30 years journey.
to many very important posts. He was a vice president in Zydus Cadila, senior director in CIPLA, which is nowadays very much in discussion in COVID-19 thing. Then he was a senior director of Dr. Reddy's lab. At present, he is a senior vice president in Aurobindo Pharma. You can assess the capacity wise, it's a 3 million turnover. And moreover that 20,000 workforce. Such a big company he is nowadays heading. So I think that you must have heard he's earlier he was associated with ISCHE many times. I think that he was taking the classes of our ISCHE graduation training program and all that. So he's associated. Then I requested him to spare some time and share your experience with the coming engineers and motivate them. He is given many programs conducted in chemical engineering, Six Sigma, API manufacturing, projects management, operational things he was handled earlier, and nowadays he is known as an icon in API industry. So now the second is ओके श्रीकांत जी। तो दोस्तों मैं जो बात कर रहा था दृष्टि और दृष्टिकोण की, दृष्टि में जो हमें दिख रहा है, व्हाट वी आर सीइंग, विजन, साइट, और उससे और हम लोग जो क्या करते हैं जनरली जो दिख रहा है उस पे केंद्रित होके और विचार जस्ट उसको ज्यादा कुछ सोचे हुए उस पे अपने विचार और अपनी प्रतिक्रिया देने, अपने आप को उस तरह बिहेव करने लगे। पर दृष्टि जो दिख रहा है वही सब कुछ नहीं, आप उसी जो अनुरूप कार्य करते हैं। पर दूसरा जो मेन फैक्टर है वो है दृष्टिकोण, द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। जो चीज दिख रही है आप उसके यात्रा में, अपनी चीजों में तो व्यू आप कैसे ले रहे, वही सबसे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आप उसमें कभी भी जो दिख रहा है कई बार लोग उससे हताशा ले लेते हैं, दे गो टू द डिप्रेशन। पर उसी में अगर आपका दृष्टिकोण अच्छा है, आप उसका व्यू पॉइंट अच्छा है, तो आप जो उससे हताशा छोड़ करके और उसको आगे बढ़ने का जो उससे ओवरकम करने का जो आपका एक दृष्टिकोण बना है, हाउ टू फेस द चैलेंजेस, ओवरकम द चैलेंजेस, अगर ये दृष्टिकोण है कि उसमें वो भी आपको दिख रहा है, उसमें जो छुपा संदेश है उससे आप एनर्जी लेते हैं, अपनी शक्ति को दुगना करते हैं और एक्स्ट्रा फोर्स से आगे बढ़ते हैं। ये आपका दृष्टिकोण। दृष्टिकोण का एक और बड़ा अच्छा सा एग्जाम्पल हम लोग देखते रहते हैं कि बहुत आपने कई बार सुना होगा, इट्स नॉट ए न्यू एग्जाम्पल विच आई एम गिविंग, कि पानी का ग्लास आधा भरा है या आधा खाली। ये सिर्फ उसको स्वीकार करना आपके दृष्टिकोण पे निर्भर करता है कि आपको आधा खाली मानते हैं या आधा भरा मानते हैं। तो मैं आप सभी से यही निवेदन करता हूं कि अपने दृष्टिकोण को पॉजिटिव रखिए। एक जो मैसेज आता है, जो चीज आप देख रहे हैं, उसमें जो हिडन मैसेज है, जो पॉजिटिव हिडन मैसेज है, उसको अलग करके देखने की अपनी एक हैबिट बनाइए, जो कि आपको बहुत आगे लेके जाएगी। नाउ अबाउट द डॉक्टर चंद्रशेखर, And Dr. Chandrasekhar is a PhD in chemistry from Bombay University. He worked also in a lot of pharma companies, GSK, Cipla, Glenmark. I know him from Glenmark, R&D operations and all. Currently, he is a CEO of Luminous Life Science, Chandigarh. He, in his credit, he has 130 patent process patents in his credit and several publications in his credit. So such a grand personality is with us as a guest today. You all have such a grand stalwarts in the field of chemical engineering and allied technologies. Now, I think that okay. So, yes. तो जो मैं दृष्टिकोण की बात कर रहे थे, तो इस ऑनलाइन प्रोग्राम के लिए भी आपका दृष्टिकोण एक पॉजिटिव होना चाहिए। ये जो सेकंड एडिशन जिसको हमने ज्वाइन किया है, वो आपके एकेडमिक, पर्सनल एंड प्रोफेशनल कैपेसिटी को, आपके करियर को आगे ले जाएगा और उसको आपके इन सभी चीजों को डेकोरेट करेगा। आपके रियली ये जो आपके एक्सपीरियंस जो इसमें आप इंटर्नशिप में लेंगे, वो आपके करियर को सजा सकता है। कैन गिव ए ट्रेमेंडस all dimensional growth to your career, to your profession. मैं आज के जो मुख्य अतिथि हैं अशोक पटेल जी, उनके बारे में, he is a really a known icon in the chemical engineering and specifically in the industry in Gujarat. He is a B chemical engineer from California University, US. He did his MS also from University of South California. Masters and Business Administration also he did. He is at present the Managing Director of Semlin Chemicals Industries Limited, Baroda. He is a Director of Marketing Memory Control Technology, San Jose, California, which is the product having a specialization of magnetic media of memory storage device. He is that is a professional, but out of the, again, he has a very peculiar property to associate with the other industries and associations. He was former president of Federation of Gujarat Industries, Baroda from 2007. He was associated with CII Central Gujarat Zone Committee, Baroda. He is also a member of Baroda Management Association and many other associations, very actively participating in Vibrant Gujarat. So I request Ashok Patel ji to guide the students how this internship program will make the change, how it is, why it is necessary, and if they religiously take up this type of an internship program, will certainly change their career, their journey, and really it will be a remarkable progress in their career. Ashok ji.
Thank you very much, Saxena ji. It is indeed a delight to be here with all of you learned people. I would like to honor our President, Professor Jha, and the whole managing committee with him, and yourself, sir, for bringing me in and giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts with all of you. I've been here in Baroda for last 35 years or so and have been heading this chemical company. Our company is an organic chemical commodity producer. So we have had some pharma producers. They make very high value products. We make low value products, but in great volumes. So we have, at many times we have 1,000 tons of product going through our gate every day, So the volumes are high, value is low. Efficiencies are very important where margins are low. In pharmaceutical industry, margins are high. Of course, efficiency is important everywhere. That's what makes the money. I'm indeed so amazed to see that there are 1,400 students apparently watching this program, right? Am I correct? They're here connected with us. So I kind of did gear my talk to specifically the students, and I saw that Mr. Sharma and Mr. Shetty and Dr. Shekhar, they all did provide a very good framework of what the internship students would face and what their choices are in terms of where they have to go. I wanted to share just some very interesting tidbits of information that they may not have found or heard in their whole history, and this was also a little bit news to me. But do we all kind of know who was the first chemical engineer? When did that happen? Where did the first chemical engineer come by? I think our 1,400 students might be curious about this fact, because that's our lineage, that's our heritage. So the first chemical engineer was George E. Davis from UK, and he was at the University of Manchester in 1887. And he put together a package of 12 courses which began to be called as chemical engineering, And this was all in the city of Manchester. I was very amazed to understand that. And there's another very interesting gentleman. There's a gentleman called Arthur D. Little, also from UK, and he was the first person to define unit operations. So our students, 1,400 students, are going to go inside the plant, and the day they enter the plant first time, they're going to be faced with unit operations, and the focus of each unit operation and what each unit operation does is what they're going to learn. That's the first thing they're going to learn. And if they do that job, and I wanted to address myself to the bolts and nuts of their 2 months or 6 months stay in the plant. What is it that's going to happen to them? What are they going to face? What is it that they should do? What kind of habits they should cultivate in order to make this internship successful? The goal is, when you're going into a factory, and unfortunately with this COVID situation, they're not going to be doing that. But whenever they get back into the real life, and when they're in front of a process, when they're in front of an equipment, what kind of attitude they should have. So I hope my students are listening to this carefully. And one of the key thing I would like them to write down, if they have a paper and pencil, is one of the key thing that will empower them and make them successful is having a amazing amount of curiosity. So if they Google the word curious and curiosity, what they will find is the eagerness to learn. So I'm imagining they're standing in front of a distillation column or an evaporator, and imagine that the fresh student who's not seen outside life is curious. He's a curious person, and he's got those sharp eyes and ears by which he's standing there. Then his eagerness, what will it translate into? Eagerness to learn and to know. he'll be very inquisitive. He'll be wanting to know what's going on inside the equipment, which you cannot see. He'll be very prying kind. He'll be trying to see what's underneath or what's above. He'll be nosy. He should be nosy because he wants to find out. He's going to ask other operators. He's going to ask the manager who doesn't have time to spend with him. The operators probably are more cooperative and sharing more information with the intern. Therefore, he should make good friends with with the operators, and get information out of them. It should be then slowly all that goes into an exciting speculation of what's happening inside the equipment. He's imagining things in his mind, and this is what an internship person who enters a factory for the first time, for the first month, for the first 3 months. In my factory, every year we get something around 10 to 12 students coming in. And I do love to spend moments with them when they're in the plant and ask questions. And always in a group of 4 or 5 people, I find 1 or 2 are, very vocal, verbal, very respectful. They say, yes, sir. And they're to the point. So there's always a few, and that's the people you want to be. You want to exhibit leadership qualities even from day one. From the day you walk in the factory, the way you walk should be seen like this person is someone. This intern is something special, and maybe we want to hire them. And that's your whole goal. Actually, what is the purpose of internship? Internship is the first step to getting that job. And if you go into areas which you like, and what are those areas? The areas are a chemical engineer can go into research. He can go into design. I worked for Fluor Corporation, which was like EIL, and there we used to do design work. And I worked on a Saudi project when I was. This is 1980. I'm talking about 1980. They were building the refinery, and all the cooling towers were running on seawater. So I was on that project to bring seawater from the sea into the factory. So they came in through a canal like the Narmada Canal. It was so huge. All the water came in the canal. The sand had to be separated from the water. The pumps had to pump all that water into the plant, huge plant. It had to come back, and there's another canal with hot water going back into the sea. So that was very exciting. This is 1980. That's design work. After design comes project erection. After project erection comes operations, the day-to-day stuff which all the chemical engineers face, and starting from the shift work and onwards. And then there is management, which is techno-commercial management. And of course, hopefully all these 1,400 interns who are here one day reach top management. Something else, a little side exciting thing I found out is who are the prominent chemical engineers that we all have known and have experienced and have met. I met quite a few of them. There's Dr. Garda. You all might have heard. My students, you might have heard about Dr. Garda. Very distinguished chemical engineer. He built a fantastic company. There's, of course, Dr. G.D. Yadav at the university in Mumbai. I've met him personally too. The Dean of Harvard Business School, Mr. Nitin Noria. I had an opportunity to meet with him. Awesome person. He's a chemical engineer. Dr. Marshalkar, who headed Puna's lab. He's a chemical engineer, and he was also part of the committee who evaluated what happened to Union Carbide and gave a report on Union Carbide. He was very much involved in that. There is Mukesh Ambani, who is a chemical engineer too. So create your role models. It could be these famous people, or it could be just one of us. We all are chemical engineers, and we want to inspire you to do something great in our field to help humanity as well as mankind. I'm going to come to a statement, a closing interesting part on that. There's one very interesting lady. Her name is Padma Shri Warrior, and I had met her in San Francisco. She's heading a company like Tesla. So she was in HP, she was in Hewlett Packard and some other companies. And she was in the IT field in the San Francisco area. And right now she's a CEO of a car company. So chemical engineers have traveled lots of places. The fields are unbelievable. You're not limited only to a chemical plant. This is another important message I want to give to you. There's a lot of work for chemical engineers to be done. So, I talked about going in the plant. Few more minutes, sir, if I have the time. I talked about when you're going for that internship, the bolts and nuts of the internship, which is coming up. You're going to be doing it shortly. When you go in, make sure you have a goal. So what is it that you want to achieve through this internship? Sit down, think a little bit, sit down, write it down. If you start writing it down, you'll make corrections, and then you'll come up with something which your heart says where you want to go. When you go into an internship, ask lots of questions. There is the question that an intern can ask anything, and therefore that curiosity thing comes into the play. The curiosity will make you ask lots of questions, and these questions is your learning. The learning is going to come out of these questions. Ask the operator. If the manager is not answering, ask the little guy. The little guy knows everything. He knows more than the manager. This is what I found. Manager has got his role, but the little guy, he's there at the valves and at the pumps, and he knows how things work. He's a real expert. I really respect the people on the floor. Request more responsibility after a month, and if you're getting bored, then you say that I want something more. I want to look at this equipment, and you ask. Nobody's going to do anything to you. Hopefully your manager will respond and share more. So what happens? You learn more. You go to see another unit operation, you go into another plant, you learn more. Take notes when you're there. Make sure you have a nice book, diary, and every day, all 30 days or 60 days, the guys in my company last for 60 days. So all 60 days, you write down everything and review it at night. When you go home, you're ready for the next day, you have more questions. Meet as many people as you can. Say good morning, hello, good afternoon, and meet them, because a conversation is where everything is. Equipment will speak their language, but people will speak another language. So interact with machines as well as people. Learn when to speak up. So many times, you're in a group, you don't say anything. Be vocal, be bold, have courage, and speak up, ask questions. And sometimes one should also know when to step back. This is the moment not to say anything. So one should know both, when to say something and when not to say something. And the last point which I have is say thank you. Good morning, thank you, please. We Indians are not very good at that. There's a report on that. We're not very polite people. We're not very vocal people. But if Indians say good morning, thank you, shukriya, more than what we do, we will just win the love of our fellow mates. And when that happens, they come out and help you. So it's all about how do you solicitate other people to help you to grow in this internship program. This is what I was trying to focus myself on for your benefit in this coming 60 days or 6 months. I understand this program is going to go on for 6 months. So that's going to be very exciting and very interesting. The last thing I was going to say was, if general knowledge, this is GK, but this GK plays into the big picture. And the big picture is, on this planet, we have 8 billion people. The economies of various countries are growing. US, for example, and Europe, they both have 5% and 6% population, respectively. 5% US population, 6% European population of the whole planet. But they put out 20% of the CO2, and Europe puts out the same amount, 20% of the CO2. China has got, so that makes it what, 10% population there. And China with 1.3 billion and India with 1.4 billion, both of us, China puts out as much CO2 or more CO2 than Europe or America, which means they're putting out around 22% CO2. So this kind, I mean, between all of that, is there room for others to grow? Is there room for India to grow? So what will have to happen is we have to grow. We have to increase the standard of living of our people, the Indian people. We cannot go on with the poverty level, and this COVID has made poverty come back, and that's a very worrisome thing to our leaders and to people of conscience in society. So we have to grow, but to grow, you're going to have to use coal, you're going to have to use oil. How are you going to make electricity? So solar, that will not, therefore we will not need coal. But the pollution which is happening on the planet is something very worrisome. There's tons of plastics in the ocean that needs to be retrieved and that needs to be processed, and therefore again chemical engineers come into the play. It's going to be our job to clean up the planet. We're going to have to fix the CO2. We're going to have to fix the plastic which is there. You have large petrochemical companies producing the plastic. We use it. I get all these Amazon packets at home, and I open it, and there's a huge more than the item, the plastic is more. And then I worry when I throw it in the garbage. I worry what's going to happen to this plastic. Why can't I have a shredder at home where I put it in there? It creates small pieces. It gets bagged up, and it goes back to the plastic. Why can't every household have a small shredder, the 2,000 rupee shredder, where all the plastic goes in the shredder? It makes it into a small bag, and you give it to the pasti guy, and the pasti guy takes it to the plastic manufacturer for recycling. Right now, it's so hurtful that plastic goes into the municipal dump, and it goes in Baroda. We have a huge dump. In Ahmedabad, there's a huge dump. When you see that site, is very sad. So we chemical engineers have this job coming up. Is going to happen in your generation when this planet needs to get fixed. It's not happening as fast as it should, but I'm not losing hope. And I hope all my colleagues here, this Indian AIICHE, which is 74 years old, I hope this is one major subject. And if we have influence with the government and so on, with the plastic manufacturers, then they should take the lead, because it's their survivability. They cannot just produce the plastic, we use it and we dump it, and this cycle just doesn't close, So if we have any influence in that, this is the piece of work which I would like to do going ahead with this very distinguished panel of people here, So I hope I've addressed the issues with the interns, their exciting job which is coming up in the next few months, and then their main job which comes up, and then their future of taking care of our planet. So with these few words, I want to thank you all. It was really a pleasure to meet all of you and make friends. I'd love to know each of you personally, and I will call you. I will call you all one by one. So thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you very much for addressing the inaugural address. Despite your busy schedule, you accepted our invitation. So thank you very much for your kind presence and the wonderful address. So now I am requesting Professor N. Bala Subramanian, Vice President IICG, to put formal vote of thanks on today's inaugural program.
Thank you. Am I audible to you?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. Good evening to all. Respected President, Professor M.K. Jha, Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Ashok Patel, and guest of honors, Professor Lalit Kumar, Sri Ravi Shankar, Sri Ravindra Sethi, Dr. Shekhar Beru, and Secretary Dr. Avijit Ghosh, my dear council members and student friends. Indeed, it's a great honor to be a part of this great evening for the inaugural session of batch 2 of online internship program being organized by Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers. As one of the coordinator of this program, as well as Vice President of IICG, I am happy to be here to propose vote of thanks. In fact, let me appreciate Dr. Avijit Ghosh and our president for having brought the legends of chemical engineering industrialists. All the eminence today addressed the role of chemical engineering, the student, what they expect from the students, and what the where the chemical engineering can be placed. And in fact, thank you, Chief Guest, Mr. Ashok Patel, sir, who started with the history of chemical and how the chemical started with a few notes, and today where we stand, and what the industry needs apart from what we teach from the classroom sessions. How to deal with the seniors, how to deal with the operators, and so on. I'm sure the students would have got benefited a lot from your presentation. And thank you for being with us in spite of your busy schedule. You have spent your valuable time for benefit of the student community. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being with us. And I thank personally all the guests of honors, Mr. Professor Lalit Kumar, Mr. Ravi Shankar, Ravindra Shetty, Dr. Shekhar, for having valuable your presence and giving valuable suggestions to students. And thank you particularly for Ravi Shankar and Dr. Shekhar. In fact, you have opened up for our students for internship. I'm sure that some of our students can contact you for any offline internship with you. And I'm very much thankful to President M.K. Jha for his initiative and encouragement. But for his support, I don't think this program would have been in this form. And personal thanks to Dr. Avijit Ghosh, who is the backbone of this program since from inception. In fact, he is, as a single man, he has worked hard and bring out from framing the titles, finding out the speakers, identifying the guests of honors, chief guests, making all arrangements. Thank you, Dr. Avijit Ghosh. Really, the whole credit, all the program goes well, the credit goes to you. We are all only supporting you, but the backbone is you, and you have done a wonderful job. I am thankful to all the council members for their constructive ideas, support in framing this program and standing with us for conducting this the online internship program. More particularly, student communities. Dear students, really you are lucky. You have got all the eminent speakers on one dais and listen to people from various industry, what they expect from you, what they do in day-to-day activities, how they deal about the problem solving. All this, I think, really a great honor and a great opportunity for you to be part of this inaugural sessions. I'm sure the program, as our secretary said in the beginning, it's going to be really very much useful to you, and that will enhance your employability skill. With this, I am also thankful to the office bearers and the office staff, supporting staff at the headquarters, for with Dr. Avijit Ghosh for supporting in terms of making all the arrangements for this program. With this, I thank once again who extended support directly, indirectly, and making this event great in manner. Thank you, and wish you good luck to all the students coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I also convey my thanks to you also for your continuous support, and all the course coordinators, presently Kisle Kumar, Professor Sunil Varan Kuila, Dhawal Saxena ji present. So, and all our senior persons like Professor B.B. Paira. So every time they extend their kind cooperation whenever I feel any difficulties. So I got a immediate suggestion from Professor Kuila, Kisle ji, and you also including, and Saxena ji, President sir, all other office bearers of council. So I personally extend my heartfelt thanks to each and everyone, and most importantly the students who have participated in this program, and they are very much interested, and they are enthusiastic to learn on this internship program. So hope tomorrow onwards it is going to start through the CPT chemical process technology batches, and it will be ended by mid-June. So thank you once again. Thank you all the chief guests and guest of honors for your gracious presence and make this event a great success. Thank you.
Abhijit,
Yes,
let
sir.
me in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Sorry that due to internet problem at my place, could not very well introduce all the speakers. So thank you, Ashok Patel ji. With a very short notice, you have prepared and guided the student well. Dr. Shekhar ji, Birudza. Really, I think that I spoke to you at Glenmark that this is a change. You accepted this and made this program a great success and given a very good encouragement to 1200. How much is the attendance right now?
Sorry?
How much is the attendance today?
Today it was 1100.
1100, yeah.
1100 students you have given. Mr. Ravi Shankar.
Some of the students having a NSEM exam, around 200 students, so they could not attend for different.
Mr. Ravi Shankar Sharma, the CEO Aptex Taloja, Epcotex in Taloja, is also a very good friend of mine, and we are very well known from very old time SRF and all. And nevertheless, Mr. Ravinath Shetty, who is at present at Arvindo. I took his reference when he was a director in Sipla, and I know him that. And all the speakers has agreed with a single request. That is the great honor to all of us, not to me even as a person, but to all the organizers of IICAG. Really, you people all are very much lucky that such a grand personalities agreed to come, spare their valuable time more than 2 hours and with you. And this is not the last. Students, this is the beginning. So you can contact all these speakers today in a depth whenever you feel like. So this is an introductory remarks which they have given, but they are always available to you for guiding. I think that on behalf of all the guests, I am giving this assurance to all the students that they are always available to guide them. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank